Hello, I thank you for coming today to share your oral history and your recollections of your experiences while you were here at Chestnut Grove Elementary School. And this project is being funded by the Conservation Fund. If you would you please state your name and tell me what schools that you attended?
Yes, my name is Gloria Parker. I was a Feimster, and I attended here Chestnut Grove School first through the eighth grade. After leaving this school, then my next school I went to was Unity High School, and I went there from the ninth through the 11th grade. And of course, my last year, um, schools were integrated. So therefore, in the area that I live here in Chestnut Grove, then my 12th grade year of school, I went to North Iredale, and that is where I graduated from.
Okay, all right, thank you very much. Okay, do you have any special memories of teachers or things that you remember about your time here at Chestnut Grove Elementary?
Well, overall, of course, I do definitely remember the two main teachers that I remember just focusing on, which was Miss Mary Morrison, Mrs. Sadie Morrison, and I vaguely remember the other teachers. Well, which was Miss Carr, and then there was the Houston, Mrs. Houston, and there was a Rankin also. I just don't remember that good, but I know as far as being a teacher, one of the teachers here. And I also think there was a How being one of the teachers here at the school. And of course, the school itself, and of course, I remember Miss Julius Campbell being the principal at the time, if I'm not mistaken. And of course, I know the cook that we had here was Miss Lou Pfeiffer. I remember her. And I remember her so clearly too because, for as knowing Dorothy, which married Woodick, because Miss Lou Pfeiffer, she lived across from my grandmother, which my grandmother was a Moten, Janie Moten, and she just lived here in the community as well. And of course, being here at the school, which I have a lot of cousins and just along that line because we all went to school here, even though we was a year behind one another. They was over me for as when I actually came along, but and that's pretty much sort of what I remember.
Okay, good. So, can you tell me about a typical day here at the Rosenwald School, the Chestnut Grove Elementary School? Did you walk to school? Did you take a bus? What did your day entail when you came to
Right.
school here?
We rode a bus to school because we lived on Old Motsford Road, and even going to school here, my grandfather had a big farm, which was Will Moten, and there was times we only went to school a half a day because we had to go and help with the on the farm the crop, picking cotton or just along that line. But we did well with our grades as far as being in school, even though at that time, there was times after lunch we had someone picking us up, my uncle, to go and help on the farm. And like I say, we picked cotton and of course had big farms of crops and then they raised cattle, and so there was just that. I mean, entitled with uh, coming along after our schooling.
Hmm. So, here at Chestnut Grove, is there any particular one of those teachers that really had an impact on you that helped you in your
Hmm.
career or in your life that you
Right.
remember?
Well, I remember, like I said, the two teachers, Miss Sadie and Miss uh, Mary Morrison. That I mean, they would really just focus. I mean, emphasize the importance of school and just the learning and what they taught and how, of course, being contributed later on in life, and that just being the best student and getting your homework done, and so that was something that just really impacted for us the studying and getting your lessons out.
Good, good. So during the time that you were in school, was there any discipline that was ever enforced in the classrooms?
Oh, well, they were strict on discipline. I mean, far as paying attention, and even at times, far as assignments, that everyone was actually doing their assignments, and well, foremost for as it being understood. I mean, the teachers in making sure you understood the assignments and just what you was actually needing to do. And yeah, I mean, and if the district wasn't where it needed to be, then of course we was one was sent to the office.
What would
Yeah.
happen in the office?
And in the office, I mean, back then, of course, I mean, if it was where further as to depending on, I guess, maybe the disciplinary or where one had gone to, you would get a paddling.
Okay.
You actually would get a paddling with that. There was a strap. I mean, of course, it was, parents was made known of whatever discipline that if a child needed discipline or just what went on that needed their attention or that the parents was different. I mean, the parents was definitely notified of the child's progress in school and just what discipline, if there was any, that was needed.
All right. Okay. At the time that you went here at Chestnut Grove Elementary, could you tell me like where the bathrooms were? Were they indoor? Were they outdoor?
Yes, the bathrooms, they were indoor here inside of the main hall and the classrooms that we was actually being taught in and having to go across the hall to use the bathroom. But of course, well, the cafeteria, of course, it was, the another building, of course, that we went to and had to go outside to get to it. And
And that's when you said Miss Pfeiffer
mhm,
was the. Do
yes,
you remember
she
any
was
of
the
those
cook.
meals?
She was the cook. Yes, yes. The pinto beans, the cornbread, everything. The food was just good. Everything was good. Yes. And in the cafeteria, well, that was the auditorium as well that was being used for as the auditorium. And even back then, when we was going to school, we had Bible classes in school, and attending the session of Bible class, and then going through, say, like getting your New Testament and that kind of thing, and being promoted from the Bible classes that we had with the studying as to what achievement we learned in it for as a certificate or,
Oh,
and that was really good.
okay, that's very good, very good. So you talked about the Bibles and things. Like, do you remember the books that you had? Did What kind of condition were the books that they had here?
The books back then, they were pretty good. Of course, we had reading books, math books, and of course there was history books, and I think science books as well.
And they were
Health
good. They were in
books.
good condition.
Yeah, that
Okay,
was that was good
good, good,
condition.
good.
They were. They were.
So, were there any like other activities besides the subjects that you taught? Were there like any plays or?
Yes, we
Th-
had we had plays here at school too. Yes, we did.
do you remember any activities that you participated in?
Um, I don't know, but I did. Of course, they had a, a choir as well,
Oh, okay.
and like I said, they had plays. Yes, we
That's
did.
good. That's good. Okay, so as we end your interview, would you have anything else that you would like to share of a memory that you remember that you want people to be sure to remember about Chestnut Grove Elementary?
Hmm. Um, well, here I can say that we really had good teachers, very good teachers, and that applying yourself as to what was being taught, then you could really take it on and apply, and definitely that was the next step of going into high school. So I mean, I definitely can applaud them, and they took the time. And if it was, one on one at times that didn't quite get a fully understanding, they would get directly with just you there yourself, and to make sure that getting a fully understanding, just being like one on one, with getting what was being taught. I mean, especially if it was math along that line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we thank you very much, and we appreciate you taking
Yes.
the time for the
Yes.
interview. And you
Yes.
have a great day.
Yes, you as well.
Okay.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.